Hey guys, this is simply my @ here, bringing you a deck profile of Lightray Lightsworns. So, what do you think about this deck?
It's good. I mean, it's just kind of my for fun deck. I mean, I normally play wind-ups, so I kind of just use this deck on the side when I kind of want to goof around. I mean, I use this on my chain burn deck. I just kind of goof around with it. I tested it for a little bit on DN before I actually built it. Yeah, it's a pretty good deck. I used to run pure Lightsworn, and then I decided to add in the Lightrays just because give a little bit more boss monsters and make it stronger. So I mean, it's a pretty good deck. I beat 6 Sams with it today, so that was nice.
That 6 Sam player must have sucked.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's just get into it.
Alright, let's do it. So for the Lightsworn monsters, these help with the milling and everything. So we got the 3 Raikos. This is a really good card. You know, helps with the destruction effect and milling the 3 cards, and it's really good. 3 Lilas. This is a really good card too. You can play it and then destroy back row and then still mill 3 in the end phase. So that's really nice. 2 Luminas. This is like if you draw this and you have a Lumina in your hand and a Lightsworn in the grave, you can discard a Lumina and have like almost tour guide basically. And now I just run a bunch of other ones for like the different names for Judgment Dragon. So I run 1 Jane. Helps you get over something like Thunder King or something with like because it gains 300 attack during the damage step when it's attacking, and it also lets you mill. Aaron, this card is really good. It helps. It shuffles a defense position monster straight back into the deck, which is really nice.
Right, like them Snowman Eaters.
Like Snowman Eaters, other Raikos. I mean Yagins. Argus. This one's just for a different name. And then Wolf. This is really nice. If you mill it, you get to special summon it. So I mean, it's just a free 2100 beater. If it gets destroyed, it's just another Lightsworn name in your graveyard for Judgment Dragon. And the last one is Celestia. This one's pretty good. I mean, you tribute a Lightsworn. If you tribute a Lightsworn to summon it, you mill 4 cards and you get to destroy 2 cards your opponent controls. That's really nice. And then I run 2 card troopers. These 2 cards are, I mean, they're nice. You can mill up to 3 cards per turn. You draw a card if it's destroyed by battle or destroyed, sent to the graveyard. Yeah, and then 3 Necro Gardenas. These cards are really nice to mill. You get negated an attack. I mean, if you have a Lightsworn on the field and you have Celestia in your hand, Necro Gardener in your graveyard, and they attack your Lightsworn, negate the attack, and the next turn you can summon your Celestia. I mean, that's
really nice.
Perfect play. Yeah. And then for the boss monsters, let's scoot these out. We've got the 3 Judgment Dragons. These are the card of the deck, basically. This card is ridiculous. Pay 1,000 life points. You need 4 more different Lightsworn monsters in your graveyard. Pay 1,000 life points, clear the entire field except for it. So I mean, you could summon a JD, pay 1,000 life points, and then summon 2 more and go. I mean, just call it game.
Yeah.
That's it. 3 Lightray Daedalus. This card lets you destroy a field spell card and 2 other cards, and it's special summoned by having 4 more light monsters in your graveyard. So they don't have to be different names at all. So you can just have 4 light monsters in your graveyard. It's really easy to get out with this deck. Lots of milling. Diabolus. This card is 5 or more different lights in your graveyard. So they don't even have to be Lightsworns. It's just any lights. So I mean, if you accidentally mill something like Daedalus or JD, these still count towards like the Lightrays. So that's really nice too.
Yeah, makes sense.
Gearfrieds. So this is also 5 or more lights in your graveyard. That's really nice. And then the final boss monster is Cephalon.
Oh man.
This is the biggest monster in the deck.
4,000
attack, 4,000 defense. The effect really isn't used in this deck. It's a fairy effect, so it's not really usable. But it's 10 or more monsters in your graveyard, and considering how many monsters you have in this deck and how much you mill them out pretty fast, so it's really easy to get out this monster. And I guess the final monster is Gores, as big monster goes. So this is like really nice if you don't draw anything and you have an open field. And then of course the Honest. Drop this card. I mean, it's a free light in your graveyard as well. It's a really good
card too.
Yeah, Honest is an amazing card.
Yeah.
So that's it for the monsters. That's 34 monsters. It's a huge monster lineup. And then run 1 Charge of Light Brigade. Helps you mill 3 cards. You search for something like a Raiko or a Lila. 3 Solar Recharge. Overall, just great card in this deck.
Yeah.
And then 2 Beckoning Lights. I mean, if you mill all of your JDs, all of your big monsters, you can activate a Beckoning Light, throw your hand in the graveyard, and then pick up the cards you need. Yeah, that's the deck. I mean, I don't have like an extra deck. You don't really XC with this deck. You don't synchro. You don't do very much of anything except for mill and then yeah, get out your big monsters and hopefully stomp.
Yeah. How does it compare to your old normal Lightsworn build?
I think it's a lot better than my old Lightsworn build. This one has more, because old Lightsworn build is pretty much relying on getting just Judgment Dragon out. If you don't get Judgment Dragon out, you don't have anything, basically. I mean, you can exceed a little bit, get out like something like Utopia or, you know, like level 4s. But this deck is like, you get Judgment Dragon, you get like 3 different kinds of Lightrays, you get the Cephalon, and I mean, you have cores in this deck, so I mean, there's a lot of options once you get like a lot of monsters in your graveyard, so it's really nice. I think it's a lot better than just the standard Lightray build, or Lightsworn build, sorry.
Alright. Well, thanks.
Yep.